Hey everyone, it's Ryan. Welcome back to How Farms Work. You know what this means? That's right, harvest beard has begun. So any of you who haven't started harvesting yet, I encourage to join me in harvest beard and take a picture of yourself when you started harvesting without a beard. And then the day you finish harvesting, take a picture of yourself, and I'll share a post on Facebook showing what mine looks like. And I encourage you to do the same. So today we are fully getting started going with harvesting beans. I've got the Brent grain cart on the 82, and being as it's beans, my job here is pretty darn slow. But hopefully we can actually start getting some headway going. We are taking the beans after Dad unloads them into the grain cart. We're going to be taking them back, and we're going to be dumping them into the gravity box, which feeds into the auger, which feeds into the 10,000 bushel grain bin. So today is what I would consider the first official start of harvest. Yes, we did start harvesting a couple days ago earlier this week, but that was just kind of to iron out any problems. I'm not really expecting that we should have too many problems today, but you never know. So I'll keep you guys tuned. But for now, we're still working on this first strip that we started on. And I noticed that there's quite a difference between the corn above this strip. That's pretty dry compared to what's below us, which is still mostly green yet. So hopefully some of the corn is starting to dry down. Andrew came and we tested some of the corn that was directly behind the machine shed, and it tested at 28%, and that needs to be around 15% to go straight down to the river. But we'll start harvesting 22, 23, and then we'll start drying it down in the bin. So all right, let's keep rolling. So the only issue that we faced so far is the fact that the bean stalks are still green. Here and there are still several stalks that are green, and when stalks are pretty tough like that, they don't have a real nice tendency to go through the feeder house in the combine. They tend to plug up. So that's where the reverser comes in handy by Dad's feet, and he can switch the head to go in reverse, and it shoves everything back out and cleared out the intake, and it ate it. So probably going to keep going, but if it keeps happening, about the most we can do is wait until this afternoon and keep going, because I felt one of those green stalks and there was still plenty of moisture in it yet. The sun's going down. We've basically got this entire farm done, everything except for across the road and this strip and the strip that Dad's on right now. So I expect everything to be done on this side of the road fairly soon. I mean, if we really wanted to, I'm sure we could get it done. Depends how Dad's feeling, considering he just got back from working last night. He may want to quit a little earlier, which I can't blame him because he's been up for over 24 hours straight now. So we're just gonna keep going. About 2 or 3 loads ago, Travis said that the soybeans were already up to the first door in the bin. So the bin's filling up pretty quick. Andrew's here now. I think he's riding with Dad. But I'm gonna head down to this lower strip and see if Dad is ready to drop off another load. What a beautiful evening it is. So Dad brought the combine up. We have one strip left and maybe some on the bottom strip, but there's really not much left here. I'm not totally sure as of now where we're going, but I plan on picking this video up in the morning. So once I finish unloading this, I'll park the 82 and go talk to them and see what they have to say. Today went pretty smoothly. We didn't have any major problems, so hopefully tomorrow we see the same results. Gorgeous. Cold, but gorgeous. It's like a chimney with all that dust. Jeez. All right, we're done on this farm. We're gonna head out to my place and try to finish the beans out there today. Half the farm out there, I believe, is in beans, and then a quarter is in corn, and then another quarter is in hay. So we're gonna head out there after I unload. Travis is gonna dump his load into the grain cart because he hasn't finished here yet. Travis is letting Brittany drive a little bit, so yep, he's finishing up now. Last night, Dad said that this farm was yielding around 60 bushels to the acre, which is pretty decent. So hopefully the other farms can maintain that. I'm kind of interested to see what my place does out there, because the yield of the corn out at my place last year was the worst of all the farms, other than one of the fields that I had. Of the main farms, it was the worst. So I'm interested to see what the soybean yield is doing where the corn was last year. We've got the Easy Trail wagon hooked up to the 7600. Travis is going to be using it to haul the soybeans back from out at my place. So we hooked it up before we got started, so that way once we were done here, Travis can just hop in it and go. Well, it fit everything that I had on it. It wasn't full. But put it this way, when we're doing corn, you can fly in and unload, fill this cart or wagon as much as you can, and be able to run back to Dad in the combine. now we've made it out to my place. This is the first load that Dad is dumping into the grain cart. So with the Easy Trail wagon hooked up, Travis is gonna take the Gator and go back to the farm. He's gonna get the wagon, bring the wagon back here. I'll dump into him, where he'll then take the soybeans and dump them into the 10,000 bushel grain bin with the rest of the soybeans. So I'm not totally sure what the beans are doing here yet. They did some modifications to the screens in the combine, but when they first pulled in on the outside pass, it was sitting around 45, I think. So not quite as good as the main farm, but like I said earlier, I was kind of interested to see what the yield does here, and I'll continue to see what the yield does here as we go on. We definitely need to do some like soil tests or something out here, because the last 2 years the yield here just hasn't been as good as it should be, or it has been. Well, it's gonna be another nice day at least. It's 56 degrees right now. The wind's kind of chilly, but by noon it should be pretty nice. So today's Sunday, and we are going to be continuing harvesting beans out of my place. Last night we quit because not only were the beans starting to get tough, but also because the cutting bar on the combine had shear bolts on the side that drive it. Well, those sheared off. We think one fell out and the other busted off. So we got those replaced. We put the head back on the header cart and we drove it back with the 76 to the main farm last night, and we replaced the bolts in them. So it's ready to go again. It wasn't anything serious. There wasn't any serious blockage. It just seemed to happen, and it could have been attributed to how tough the stalks were getting, but who knows? You know, crap happens. So should be a nice day. I'm really looking forward to getting my place done. We got about half of it done out here last night before we quit. So let me test one of these beans. Unfortunately, the yield here isn't doing quite as well as what we were hoping. We're not totally sure. We plan to do some soil tests out here. Dad and I were talking in the combine. We're thinking maybe the strips, some of the strips at least, need some lime. So it's the only thing that we can really think of that would cause the yield to be as it has been for the last 2 consecutive years. Last year the corn on these strips didn't do very well, and this year the beans just really aren't even worth putting in. So we've got some major program modifications that we plan on doing to my place to kind of take care of that problem. So we'll probably start getting into that either next spring or after we're done harvesting, if the weather's nice and we can get it done. Do some soil samples and check to see what the problem is. I didn't get to fly the drone like I had hoped. I was riding with Dad, and right before I was going to fly it, before the sun went down last night, the cutting bar sheared off. So didn't get to fly the drone, but I plan to today. So alrighty, I'm gonna go in and slap this on the end of the video that I've been making all weekend, and today we should be harvesting some more, so you guys will have an idea on what we're doing. If you are interested in following us more up to date, follow me on How Farmers Work on Snapchat. Also follow us on Twitter and Instagram as well as Facebook. So be sure to tell all your friends about How Farmers Work, and Thanks for watching, guys.